Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome to the Stamp Studio. I've got a really cute card for you today that was shared with me by one of my team members, Sue Gilroy. This is a reverse negative technique. Now I know you're probably thinking, gosh, that looks hard. It is not. And wait till I show you how easy it is. Remember, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to my blog. The address will come up on the screen when we get to the demonstration portion. And any of these fabulous products are available in my online store. Come on over, let's get started. You begin with several pieces of paper. The black is definitely the base of your cardstock, which measures 5.5 by 8.5. Then you'll need a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to layer on the top. And then you're going to need a piece of Designer Series paper measuring 2.5 by 2.5. You're going to notice on the card that there's two images here. So whatever you decide to make the back half, if it's cardstock or designer paper, it has to be the same size. Mine are both designer paper, so they're going to both be 2.5 by 2.5, and that'll make more sense in a second when I start to create the negative images for you. Again, I told you this is 2.5 by 2.5. What you want to do with a pencil is mark the halfway point, which is 1 1/4. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides. Those little pencil notches are going to act as a guide for your sweetheart punch. So what you're going to do is slide your designer paper inside, and you want that pencil notch just to be visibly in the center of your heart. And you only want to punch half of the heart. So save the little negative piece that you've just punched out. We're going to need that. Now we're going to do this exact same thing all the way around. Now when you're finished, you're going to end up with what looks like this. Now this is where that other piece of paper, whether it's cardstock or Designer Series paper, comes into play. It has to be that same size, 2.5 by 2.5. I'm going to put adhesive on the back, and you are going to place this directly on top of the other piece of 2.5 by 2.5. Next, we're going to use the Happy Heart embossing folder, and we are going to run this through the Big Shot just to give my background a little bit of texture. I'm going to grab the base of my cardstock. This is basic black, and I'm going to fold this in half. And you know I love my bone folder for that. And this is going to get mounted here with some snail adhesive. It's going to go on the diagonal. So snail adhesive on the back of the square. Remember that you're going to mount this on the diamond. Now remember those little pieces we punched out that have a little mark on them? Well, we're actually going to flip those over. I'm going to use the other side of those. You don't have to worry about the pencil marks. And on the pencil mark side is where I'm going to put the tape. And I am going to mimic the other side of this heart. I'm going to use the Itty Bitty Accents punch pack, and I'm using the heart with the same Designer Series paper. So I'm going to punch that out, and I'm going to take one of my small pieces of dimensional, and I'm going to stick that right in the center. Next, it needs a greeting. Same Designer Series paper. And by the way, I failed to tell you, this is from the Designer Series paper called Stacked with Love. Love it, not just because one side is really cute with hearts or polka dots, but it also has a side that's non-holiday, so you can use it even after the occasions are over. I'm using the I Heart You from the stamp set called And Many More. Really love this stamp set because it's got just about every greeting you could possibly need. My Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp that on here. I'm going to use the Modern Label Punch to punch my words out. I'm going to use some more dimensionals to mount those words on my card. This is the heart border punch, and I'm just going to pop out one of these little hearts on the end, a glue dot. I'm going to stick that little guy over here. Now, of course, because I've made it, you know it needs bling. I'm going to grab one of these little ones, and I'm going to add it right up here on my card. Now, you can add more if you'd like, but there you go. Isn't that a lot easier than it looks? Remember, you can head over to my blog to get the dimensions and see still photographs. And don't forget to subscribe to either my blog or my YouTube channel so that you don't miss anything that's coming up. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week.